Afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home and The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Thank you so much for watching us every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. Now, that's Central Time as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us a number of ways. You can actually go to the website, icradio.media, and find us that way. In television, you can find us on television worldwide, actually on Abundant TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Something you find us local too. Yeah, that's channel 182 on Charter Communications in North Alabama. But anyway, we can catch you. We're going to hold tight to you because something, Christmas is a coming. And something, there can be some Christmas disasters if you're not. Is this you, Cathy? Is that you?
Oh gosh. that bless her heart, she is in a mess right there, that picture.
Oh my goodness, how many times has that happened? And let me give you another one. What about that one?
Oh my God, that looks like somebody actually let the grease boil over on a gas stove. I guess they were trying to put a turkey in there.
It sounds like it, and it was probably too hot, and the turkey probably had some moisture on it. So when those two things combined, poof, there goes a big bunch.
Yeah.
Now, what about this one? Does this remind you of your family?
That is hilarious. That is so hilarious. That reminds me of Christmas Vacation. You remember that with the dogs underneath?
Yeah, you remember the most memorable part to Christmas Vacation was the dog who got sick under the table. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, that was, wasn't it grandma's, you all out there can relate. I know everybody's hopefully seen Christmas Vacation. The grandmother, remember she made the Jell-O?
Oh, that was Aunt, can't think of her name.
Oh, is it the grandmother or Aunt?
Aunt. She was everybody's aunt, and she was getting elderly and getting dementia or something. Yeah.
I don't remember what she put in the Jell-O. Was it her teeth or something? I don't remember.
It was cat food.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, disasters can happen at Christmas. And so we've got a list, Cathy, of the 14 common Christmas disasters and how to avoid them. Yeah, and even with all of these, there's going to be something come up. But you know what? Laugh it off if it does. And it'll be just another thing. You'll be laughing about it years to come.
Yeah. And what is the most famous thing when everybody's sitting around around the Christmas tree, and you forgot somebody's gift?
That used to happen all the time, because here's what would happen. I didn't forget a gift. It's just that Brad would always bring a bunch of boys back with it, from college. And I would say, son, how many people are coming? And he would say, oh, it's going to be a couple. Well, boys would keep coming out. It was like a clown car at the circus. They would just keep coming out of the car. So what I had to do, I had to make sure I had plenty of Christmas. Something that could be for boy or girl. It's something that it could even be food or a gift card. They really love restaurant gift cards. So I would just have a bunch of just extra stuff wrapped up, because Cathy, I can't stand the thought of somebody not having a gift.
Oh, me either. Me either. So that's the first tip to prevent that Christmas disaster, is to have an extra gift wrap that is a unisex, right? For either male or female. Right. You know what? And what's great is you can find blankets now, Donna, those real soft blankets. You can find those for like $5 at the store now. I mean, or a candle. Actually, candles are more expensive than those little throw blankets nowadays. Sad, but it's the truth. But something like that could be for either sex. It's a little something, right?
Well, and let me tell you something. Restaurants that they will do this. A lot of them will. If you're going to have a bunch of gift cards, let's say, at least 10 gift cards, you can ask them for a discount. So you can say, what if I buy 10 of them at $10 a piece? How much is that going to cost me? It never hurts to ask. Okay. So we've done that several times.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. Gift cards.
Always a gift card. That's one size fits all.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Super cool.
Okay, what's the second one?
Okay,
Oh
the
my
second one
goodness.
is right. This is one of your favorite or your most in this. Oh my goodness, this has happened. I don't know how many times. Either your favorite or your most expensive ornament is accidentally broken by a child or a pet. And if it's your now if it's your own kid, you're probably going to whip them, or spank them, or whatever. But if it's a grandkid, what are you going to do?
Smile. It's okay, baby.
Okay. It's okay. But here's what they say right here, and this makes a lot of sense. It really is, because sometimes it's because it's hanging down too low. And it's just too tempting. I'm sorry.
Right.
So you can do for toddlers, young kids, and pets, are they're attracted to those beautiful shiny ornaments. What you can do is hang those really fragile ornaments, hang them higher up on the tree. That way they can't reach them. But then you got somebody who's like my son used to want to climb in chairs. So here's another idea. Place unbreakable, non-toxic decorations in places that little hands can not reach, even with a chair. Be mindful of where your extension cords are placed, by the way, that could trip over those. And so this author is called getorganized.com. You can find all of these things on getorganized.com. Be mindful where those extension cords are placed. She says, we have a house bunny, and my husband wraps our cords around in a split. It's kind of like a loom tubing kind of a thing, so that they're protected from the pet. So be careful, because pet's going to run through. They get excited for Christmas too. They see all those pretty lights and everything. So now, Cathy, you've invested tons of times hanging lights that don't work. What do you do?
Okay, all right. That's the one. You know, back when years ago, you had to find that one bulb.
Yes,
Do you remember that?
I hated
The
that.
one bulb that went
There'd be
bad,
one.
but you had to check every bulb.
Uh,
So it's a whole lot easier to plug those in before you put them up.
mhm.
You got to
It's
do that.
just do that. I mean, it's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah,
And
you just
also
got to do that.
make sure you check for little frayed and maybe even cracked sockets, because during storage sometimes in the garage you're going to pile a box on top of a box on top of a box. But really
Yeah.
careful when you're storing those things as well.
Well, what's really bad is Christmas trees. That's the next one we're going to talk about, because most people have artificial Christmas trees, but a lot of people that don't have allergies, asthma, those kind of problems, they love real trees. I actually love real trees. It's just I have real pets inside.
And I don't like the cleanup. And your dog is going to drink the water out of the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah. And the cat will climb the tree, and it just turns into an absolute disaster. So be sure you water that tree, though, because if those trees dry out, Donna, that is the biggest fire hazard ever.
It's
fire
huge.
hazard.
Your house can really be burned down. And also, if you've got a live tree, don't have the lights going on through the night and what have you, because that could spark something. Now
Yeah.
the LED lights are not so bad as the old lights from a long time ago. Remember those? They would get hot. As a matter of fact, if it were cold outside, instead of going to the fireplace, get around the Christmas tree and warm up. Those bulbs were that hot.
Yeah, they were hot.
Oh my goodness. You couldn't touch one.
They were so hot.
You would absolutely burn it. But like you said, don't buy it too early. Now that's when you want to decorate, maybe a week before Christmas, not the day after Thanksgiving, because that's just too much time. Absolutely.
Okay. Now the next one, Donna, we need to talk about, you all can relate to, I'm sure, our viewing audience, your pets. What do you do about that? You know how my dog loves people. So he starts barking. He gets all excited, right? Mm-hmm. But he will get all over your leg begging for food when you're eating. And when you have family over, you've got all these people sitting around. They're not at the table. So your pet's going from person to person.
Mm-hmm. But
so put the dog up. There you go.
Another thing you got to think about is not everybody likes pets like you and I do, Cathy. I mean, because me and you are all into animals, and not everybody does. And some people are actually alert. If they love animals, they're just allergic to the dust, that an animal will bring. So
the pet dander
and the hair and all that kind of stuff. So make sure that you got everything cleaned up too, vacuumed and everything right before somebody comes in. Now, this one's pretty interesting. It's number 6. It says you were injured when decorating and nobody is there to assist.
Oh my.
That
Oh
can't be.
my.
And the reason I'm laughing is not that somebody gets hurt. It's just that it's happened to me before. And so here's
Oh,
what.
has it really?
Yeah, I was going downstairs. We went upstairs. We're living in Charlotte, and Brad was he was home for the holidays. He had been going to college, and the kids are all there and all that. So I'm coming downstairs. I actually was holding my laptop, and I took a tumble, and I had on socks instead of shoes. So I went. I mean, it looked like a cartoon. And so I'm sitting there and I'm holding my laptop like this. And Brad looks like he wants to laugh, but he looked at me and he said, "Mom, are you okay?" And I said, "The laptop's just fine. It didn't get hurt. It's okay." So, things can just happen. Just make sure somebody's around. I mean, don't do these things by yourself. I mean, I'm talking
Yeah.
just like folks my age. Make sure other people are around. It only takes a few seconds to get hurt. And if nobody's around, you can't find help. You left the cell phone in another room and you can't get up.
Yeah. Or that's like going outside, hanging lights on your house, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
That could be really dangerous.
Yeah, it can.
Getting on a ladder.
And I'll have to tell
that would be no.
Phil, my husband, could have been a trapeze artist in another life. Because here's what he used to do. You remember that house we had in Oxford? It was one of those big old, it was like 4,000 square feet almost. And it was real tall. I mean, the attic, you could have built another few rooms. It was that tall. And I remember when the hurricane came through, we had roof damage like crazy. And so there he is up on top of the house, walking, not holding on to anything. And then I yelled, "You're going to get hurt." Well, then he almost got hurt because I yelled, "You're going to get hurt."
Oh my.
Things like that and scare your wife. Just don't.
Oh yeah. Oh my. Bless it.
But be
Yeah,
careful.
because I mean, you fall off that ladder, you're by yourself. Guess what? Your cell phone's probably got knocked 5 feet from you. And then how are you gonna I guess you have to just, hope for the best. Don't do that. Just avoid it, right, Donna?
Now, Cathy, what happens if your pet gets sick because it's eats something like, maybe be careful about chicken bones because those can really get lodged in a dog's throat. And so what happens if something happens to your pet? And maybe those poinsettias are really pretty, but the dog ingested some of those. That could be poisonous.
Yeah. And actually that is a personal story. My daughter's cat died back right around the holidays. This was a few years back, but they could not figure out what happened. And they thought the cat had been poisoned. And the only thing and actually I thought about the poinsettia. She had poinsettia sitting on the table. And cats love to play and they like to nibble on things, especially brush or flowers sitting on the table if they jump up there.
Mm-hmm. Even if they paw at something and then they lick their paws, well, that could be toxic.
Oh yeah. And small dogs, like my dog is a small breed dog. So and even bigger dogs, now not so much labs and probably German shepherds, but none of them really need the kind of food that we're eating. They don't need ham. I don't think you're supposed to give pork really to any dog. Mm-hmm. Usually they say chicken and rice is the safe for the small dogs. But, when you're cooking Christmas and Thanksgiving, you're usually not doing chicken and rice. You're usually doing dressing and turkey and ham and sweet potato. Probably a lot of that might be toxic to a dog.
Well, and you're not supposed to feed pets anything with sugar in it. You shouldn't give them a piece of cake, mm-hmm. even though, you think you're doing the right thing. I'll tell you, if you want to feed your dog something, there's a recipe. You can find them online anywhere. Just make some little dog bones or something. Just rice flour, something like that, and bake them for the dog. Make it in the shape of a bone. It'd be easy to do. Mm-hmm. That would be a really good thing for the kids to do. That would be
and that would be a good Christmas present that kids could wrap up.
Absolutely.
They could actually wrap up the dog a little Christmas present. That would be a nice little gift too, wouldn't it?
And I'll tell you something inexpensive you can do. And now we get our animals gifts. I mean, I know it sounds nuts, but we do that. So you can just go to one of the small box stores. I'll just put it to you that way. And they have items for $1.25. And you can get little dog bones and little cat toys and stuff like that, and just wrap it, fill them in a bag, and they'll go. Yeah, but you know what my cat always plays with? The box that came in. He'll get inside
or the ribbon.
Yeah. So that's what he wants to do. But anyway, Cathy, we've got to go into a commercial break.
Oh, okay. Well, after this, we're going to talk about some unexpected more things that can.
There you go. We'll be right back in just a minute. Everybody hang in there. Tony's Pizza, Center, Alabama.
We're about to make your life just a little bit easier. Join Tony and April at Tony's Pizza and Subs in Center and Cedar Bluff, Alabama. We're cooking up some hot, delicious pizzas, and we'd like to bake one for you. We are home-owned, not a chain, and our pizzas are fresh, homemade with our dough made fresh daily. We have a full menu including fresh, never frozen wings, salad bars, suds, sandwiches, and much more. In Center, we have a private dining area for birthday parties, club meetings, and other events. We'll be waiting for you at 1820 East Bypass and Center, and in Cedar Bluff, 3812 Alabama Highway 9. For your convenience, you can call in your order at our Center location, 256-92 Pizza, or Cedar Bluff, 256-557-8651. And we enjoy making your life easier. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park, and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
We are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of one of your hosts of The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Cathy's about to come in just a few seconds, but we want to thank you for watching us every day, Monday through Friday. It's awesome that you'll spend some time with us. We definitely appreciate that. We're talking right now about some disasters, some things that can possibly happen at Christmas. And I'll tell you what, I've cried before. I really have. I mean, I've just like bawled my eyes out because, Cathy, think about this. What happens if your grandmother was known for her butter rolls? Okay. And then you're going to tell her,
Right.
I'm going to make those butter rolls that grandma used to make, but Cathy, they don't quite turn out like your grandma did them.
Oh, that would be awful, Donna. New dishes, got to prepare them before Christmas lunch.
Before. Yeah, don't try it there. I mean, don't try this before. I mean, you got to know what you're doing, first of all. And grandma sometimes didn't exactly go by the recipe. You know what I mean?
No.
My grandmother used to go by how it looked. And she would say, well, nah, I think they need to add a little more flour. I don't think that's right. It doesn't look like the right consistency. And so they would say cooks. They knew what they were doing. But you know what? My grandmother told me a long time ago, there was a time I didn't know how to cook. And I thought, you were born knowing how to cook. And she said, no, I was not born knowing how to cook. I had to make some mistakes on the way. So mother-in-laws, please be nice to your new daughter-in-law. Give her some time. She's not going to cook exactly like you do, but she will. Just give her some time and confidence.
Yeah, Donna, I've given my daughters recipes, but the thing is, when they are passed down, they're in your head. You just do it. There's not a recipe in the book for it because it's just passed down, dressing or however, grandma's homemade pie or whatever. That is something though that you need to make before all the guests arrive, and make sure you actually taste of it, sadly enough.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Phil loves it when I do that, because see, he's my taster. And so he'll say, don't you have something you want to make for me to taste before the holidays?
I do that with my potato salad. Every year when I make potato salad for Christmas or Thanksgiving, I always get my husband or my son. I'll say, whichever one of them is available at the time, I'll say, okay, I need a taste tester, please, for the potato salad.
I'll do it. I'll eat out of the bowl too, from that cake icing. Yeah, I'll eat out of the bowl. Cathy, what do you do if you have gas in the toilet all of a sudden doesn't work anymore? What do you do?
Oh my gosh.
Disaster right there.
If your toilet's not working right, call a plumber the week ahead.
But what if, because this has happened to me, I don't know how many times before the holidays, we would have all of our employees over to the house for a big Christmas party. And something would happen, something would break down the day of. And then you couldn't find anybody. So what do you do?
I guess you go plunge it yourself.
No, what you can do, and this is one of our sponsors, you can take them to the Cattle Stampede Steakhouse and tell them to go at it with that food bar.
Oh, yeah. That's a good, are they, you know what? And a lot of restaurants are closed on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So you do need to have a backup plan, Donna. That's very smart. Have a backup plan. If something happened at your home, where could you put all the guests? And also, what about if, like for people like us down in the South, we really don't worry about snow. But, there's some snow coming in, and during Thanksgiving and Christmas, have a backup plan. Anybody that's watching us in the northern states, make sure you have a backup plan, guys. Have a hotel room booked so that if something happens, and usually you can release those in 24 hours prior to the reservation.
You got some time. Yeah. You do without losing the deposit and everything. But something, it never fails. Something's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I thought something was going to happen this week. So we got to noticing my refrigerator, that really nice refrigerator I've got that's like really huge. Right. Well, the freezer was working, but the other part wasn't. It was not getting cold enough. And I said, well, of course it's not getting cold enough. I'm going to have a bunch of people over at my house for Thanksgiving. Of course it's not going to work. But I've got a handy husband, and Phil fixed it.
Was it something big?
No. We just looked at, he uses YouTube for everything. So he just looked on YouTube to see, well, what?
Oh, yeah.
What if, and so he looked up the video, and it was a simple fix. It really wasn't that big of a deal at all. So,
oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, thank goodness. Handy husbands, and look, if you're a husband or a wife and you're not handy, like Donna just said, YouTube it, Google it.
YouTube is awesome. I really
it is.
Okay, I'm not going to do number 12 because I don't think we're going to have alcohol at ours, but let's go with number 13.
No, we're not either.
What if you don't like the gift that you received?
You re-gift it.
I hope you don't like some of your gifts because I want them. Re-gift them to me. I'll take them. Let me tell you something. And I'm not going to say who, and some of my relatives will probably figure out how this happened. So we had a member of the family who that you couldn't wear 14 karat gold filled. It had to be like solid gold. And so another family member gives her this bracelet. And instead of just shutting up, not saying anything, she said, "Oh, I can't wear gold filled. It has to be real gold." And I was about 14 years old when that happened. So I spoke up and I said, "I can, give it to me."
I'll take it.
Yeah, I
Next.
think it's gorgeous. But you'd have to know her. She thinks she's a queen anyway. And so she said, "But I just want, just be gracious. Don't say anything. Just shut up."
Yeah.
Just,
Just be thankful for anything you get. Like I said, you can always regift it if it's something that you can't wear.
but
if
don't
it's too
forget, give it to
small.
the person who gave it to you. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Make sure
don't do
you
that.
say
No, no,
this
no,
came
no.
from Aunt Susie. Make sure you don't give it back to Aunt Susie next year.
No, that's you need to regift it and give it this year, this season.
Before you
So like
forget.
if you get if you get it with family, then give it to a friend. So Donna, anything I get,
I'll
that
take it.
doesn't fit, I'll send it your way.
I'll take it. I'll do the same to you. If I do get anything that I don't like, I'll send it on to you too. Okay, now what are you going to do if we've got about a little bit under 3 minutes left of the show? So the cat jumped the tree and the cat knocked it over. What am I going to do now? I mean, everybody's about to be at the house and my cat just knocked over the tree. What am I going to do?
Die laughing.
That's all you can do. Just laugh. And then when
Oh my
everybody
gosh.
go, the cat did it.
That was awful, but it's so funny because if that really happened.
Makes me think of, have you watched the movie Elf? Okay, that is one of my favorite movies right there. And this is where they get the tree from Central Park in New York.
Yeah.
They put it up and it's too big. And so they're trying to figure out a way to get the star on top of the tree, and Elf goes and jumps on, and then it falls back. That's something that would happen to me. I'm Elf.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm him.
Oh wait, okay, talking about the tree falling down like right as the company enters.
Mhm.
Please guys, make sure that if it's wet outside, you have the rug to dry grandma's feet on, or Uncle Joe, or
could be a
Tommy
disaster.
too, that's walking in, because that is horrible if they walk in and slide into your Christmas tree.
Don't let that happen to you.
No, that would be bad.
And I'll tell you something else. Is that if something happens, I don't mind being the comic relief. So
Yeah.
I've kind of acted like I did something when somebody else did. I would act like I did it because I could see that it was going to embarrass the other person. So I would just go ahead and just take it and just act like I did it.
Right.
Less than a minute left.
Oh goodness.
This
Well,
was a
I
good
hope everybody has a
I've
What'd you say?
experienced all of these. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
why
I hope everyone has a safe, wonderful holiday season this year.
I do too. And just laugh, okay? Things happen,
Yeah.
just laugh it off. I mean,
Laugh it off.
Don't be so serious at Christmas time. Burn the biscuits, so what?
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see. Y'all take care, okay? And thank you again so much for watching. We definitely appreciate it. Bye, Cathy.